Hi everyone, and welcome back to our Meet the Professor course. I hope you have enjoyed it so far. Today we have an exciting interview with Professor Vivienne Harpwood. Vivienne is the author of our Demystifying Healthcare Ethics course, and Vivienne has a long history in medical ethics, and I'm excited to ask her some questions and to get to know more about her and this new course she has created. So thanks so much, Viv, for being with us and agreeing to answer some questions. So I think just to start us off, let's just start with who is Vivienne? Do you mind just telling us a little bit about yourself and your background?
My name is Vivienne Harpwood. I'm an Emerita Professor of Medical Law and Ethics. Most of my career has been in Cardiff Law School in Wales, in the UK. And I'm absolutely delighted now, at the end of my career, to be able to sum it all up, as it were, with this ethics course. I also chair a health board in Wales, and that health board is responsible for the care of and services provided to patients living in a large area in the middle of Wales called Powys.
Thanks, Viv, for that introduction. And I know you touched on this a little bit, but you've created and authored this course, Demystifying Healthcare Ethics. Do you mind giving us a little bit more detail about your background in this area and what led you to create this course?
Well, most of my life, I've been interested in my professional life, that is, in medical law and ethics. So I spent a long time studying that, writing about it. And it became very apparent to me fairly early on that the courts, the judges in the UK and elsewhere in the world, have to make some extremely difficult decisions, life and death decisions. And they're called upon to do that by people with an issue which can't be resolved outside the court. So that our judges are the people ultimately who are making these decisions, rather than the clinicians or the patient's relatives, if they can't be resolved sooner. And of course, that led me into studying ethics in more detail, trying to understand the basis for decision-making and for good decision-making.
Thanks, Viv, for that. And I think then just following on for that question, could you just give us a little bit more detail about why there is right now a specific need for this course that you have created?
I think there's never been a time when ethics has been more important, well, really since the Second World War, because we're still in the middle of a pandemic. People are still dying of an illness which has only been known about for less than 2 years at the time of recording this. So I think it's important that, everyone, patients as well as doctors involved in this awful time, should be able to draw upon ethical principles on which to base their decisions. And it's not only doctors, it's government officials, civil servants, the cabinet, public health experts. So many people have to change their ideas, really, about the way they exercise their personal freedom, for example, because of this terrible pandemic.
Thanks, Viv. We definitely are living in a time of uncertainty. And like you said, I don't think there's ever been such a big need for this course than right now. So thanks for that. And then my next question is, I know there's probably a lot of ethics courses out there. So what's unique about your ethics course compared to all the others out there?
This course is designed specifically to be interesting, to raise issues that are directly connected with the present pandemic, but which are always of importance in healthcare. So it's been activated in such a way as to stimulate interest, encourage further reading, and possibly help people who, in the midst of all the troubles that we face at the moment in the world, not only troubles with health, but troubles with the economy, the availability of services, prioritization of treatment, making sure that people haven't been forgotten, those people who've been waiting for their treatment throughout the pandemic and haven't been able to receive it, are treated correctly and in due time. So I think it's particularly important that this course should be appealing, and that's what we've tried to make it. We haven't tried not to make it too academic, which is a bit difficult in the course of studying ethics, because ethics is quite a difficult concept sometimes for people to grasp, but nevertheless, it's important that we should all try. So that was the main motivation for making this course appealing.
Thanks so much, Viv. I have read part of your course, and as a layman, I found it very thought-provoking, interesting, and relevant. So you've definitely achieved your goal of making it appealing. And I know I've spoken to you before, and you said that you're in the process of activating your course by adding gamification, videos, live polls. So I think that will make your course even more appealing and relevant. So yeah, that's amazing. Thanks so much. And then my next question is, I know you've touched on it throughout your whole interview, but what impact do you hope that your course will have on people?
I think it's very, very important that this helps people. Right at the start of the pandemic, it was very clear that clinicians were having to make the most awful decisions. You know, there isn't enough of a certain drug. Who should have it, for example? And just to have something they can refer to assist them in their decision making, I think is very important. So that's the main thing, really. I mean, clinicians do study ethics throughout their medical training and then later in their careers. But it's unprecedented times at the moment through which we're living, and they may need some extra support. So principally, I think we have to think about how we can help.
Thanks, Viv. I definitely think that this course will be very useful and very helpful for clinicians. So thank you so much for answering all these questions. The last question, just to end off as a fun question, is what's one random thing that would surprise people about you? So yeah, just a fun question to end off.
Well, it's quite a difficult one to answer. My career could have taken a completely different path. When I was 10, I had a scholarship. I could have become a ballet dancer. And in fact, that's what I wanted to do. But my parents were very keen for me to have an education as well, which isn't always easy when you're at a ballet school. So, you know, you spend so much time dancing, you don't have a lot of time for thinking about things like ethics or literature or all the other things that are so interesting to study. So yeah, I could have perhaps have been a ballet dancer and might have been a ballet teacher then, or even a choreographer. That would have been wonderful.
Wow, it's crazy how one decision can change your whole life. But I definitely think that the world is all the more richer because you decided to study law. So yeah, thanks so much, Viv, for taking the time to answer these questions about your new course, Demystifying Healthcare Ethics. And I'm excited to see the impact that your course is going to have. So have a good day. And thanks everyone for listening, and I hope you found this insightful.